Was I chosen for this? What do I mean by that? Was I chosen to have this YouTube channel, this Patreon? Was I chosen to write a book? Was it just organic? I have no idea, but I want to present to you who the illusion is, how I got this name, who I really am, and discuss my journey a little bit. Because it seems the more of a following I'm getting, the more questions I'm getting asked. I've been accused of some crazy things recently, guys. Being a Freemason, a Jesuit, an agent. Somebody even accused me of being transgender. And I don't know what to say about that one. But I want to discuss how Adam Edwards is now known as the Illusion. So I began writing a book called The Illusion right after coronavirus was declared to be a pandemic. I decided to write a book as I was forced into a lockdown and wanted to do something productive with my time. Just so you know, guys, I was born in England. Then I moved to Los Angeles to coach football and play. And now I live in Mexico, as I married a beautiful Mexican woman and we met in Los Angeles. So my life's been a bit of an adventure. When I was younger, I played for Bradford City for many years, professional club. When I was there, they were in the Premier League. So when I was younger, I played against the likes of Manchester United and Liverpool and Leeds United. And it was an amazing time. And I was the best player at my school. I was obviously one of the best players in my city. And it was an incredible journey. I thought I was going to be professional. All my teachers did, my parents did, my friends did, but it didn't work out. And I think that was a blessing. I went on to play semi-professional. I went on to play football in Hollywood, where my head coach was Vinnie Jones. A lot of you will know who he is, some of you won't. But he was a professional footballer and was a Hollywood superstar now. Been in many movies, Gone in 60 Seconds. What else has he been in? X-Men. A lot of popular movies. Anyway, so now you have me, Adam Edwards, calling out professional sports, which is crazy. It's why a lot of my friends and family thought I was losing my mind. I grew up obsessed with professional sports. I was even obsessed, guys, with WWE. And what I've learned now is WWE is basically the same as professional football or UFC or the NFL. It's all a show. It's all a show. And the outcomes are predetermined. So what's wild is the illusion equals 144, 54, and 153 in Gematria, as you can see here. Jesuit order equals 144, 54, and 153. So before people start saying, I told you, I knew this guy was a Jesuit, I knew he knew so much because he's clearly part of the order. Well, when I began writing my book, I didn't know what a Jesuit was. I didn't know what Gematria was. I had no real interest in numbers. I was good at math, but I had no real interest in numbers. So this is very organic. It's up to you whether you want to believe it or not, but I'm telling you, it's organic. I'm not from a Freemasonic family. I'm not a member of the Jesuit order. So this is organic, as it's organic that I was born on the 14th of April, that can be written 14-4, like 144. And I was born on my dad's birthday. I just quickly want to discuss my book content. So I began writing this book a few years ago. Well, not even that. About a year and a half ago, maybe. And at the beginning, it was all focused on psychology. I studied sports psychology at university. And you see here the first 5 or 6 chapters were about psychology. So I'm really interested in it. And then I got into social identity and are we being played by the system, our ego, conspiracy theories. I'm not going to read every single chapter. Population control, who are the elite, the internet and social media, predictive programming, spiritual awakening, which I've definitely gone through, Africa exploitation, artificial intelligence, weather modification, all this stuff, the heads and tails of sports. And look at this. Chapter 52, Symbolism and Numerology. This is where I discovered Gematria. Never heard of it. Didn't know who Zachary Hubbard was. People are saying that I'm related to him now. Like what? I'm related to him? Okay, sure. It's just ridiculous. But again, the 52nd chapter, Pope equals 52. It's 52 weeks in a year. And it seems like symbolism and numerology basically took me down the path of having a Patreon and a YouTube channel. And look, now I'm doing videos, how the global elite control the masses. And it's because I was putting in so much research into topics like the New World Order and who are the elite. This information was not given to me. I had to work hard to gain it, guys. Really hard. Really, really hard. So I discovered Gematria at age 33, and I was born on 33 date numerology. And we all know how 33 is highly associated with the Jesuits and Masons. And I was born in England, and England equals 33. The first Freemasonic lodge was established in England in 1717. How do I know all this stuff? Because I've studied it. Not because I'm a Freemason. And just to show you here, look, I was born on April the 14th, 1986. The year that Maradona did the hand of God against England. That little Jesuit, number 10. But look, 33 date numerology, and 42. A lot of my videos have been about the number 42 recently. Said if England win the Euros, Southgate will have 42 wins with England. Said how England won the World Cup in 1966 to beat Germany 4-2. Freemason equals 42, Jesuit equals 42. But just know, guys, I think these numbers are honestly sacred. Okay, just because they're associated with the Jesuit order doesn't mean they're bad numbers. And look at this, Jesuit order equals 54, as does the illusion. And look how many chapters in my book. Just so you know, guys, only a few people have read this book. My sister, she absolutely loved it. My really good friend, if not my best friend, Nathan, he loved it. And a few other people have read it. My mate Coops, he thought it was great. But I just know this won't be able to be published. It's too controversial. But there's a lot of information. A lot of information, and it's really interesting. I really loved writing this book. It was one of the biggest blessings of the whole lockdown. So my last name is Edwards. My name's Adam Edwards. And check this out. Edwards, 7429 115 43. Masonic, 7429 115 43. Like, really? So I've got a Masonic last name, which is wild, but you don't get to choose your last name, do you? So, I don't know. I just know I wasn't brought up a Mason. If my parents were Masons, they kept it very quiet. Very quiet. And it's my dad's side anyway. My mum wasn't born with the surname Edwards, it was my dad. Which is really interesting. And like I said, I was born on April the 14th, and my dad was born on April the 14th. My dad was born in 55, guys. He was born in 55, like England. Last won a major championship 55 years ago. I can't believe it. I was chosen for this. I was chosen. If England don't win it, I'm going to look ridiculous, to be honest. But again, I don't really get embarrassed anymore. I don't get embarrassed. What's the point? If they do win it, then I really am going to believe that I was chosen for this. So I would like to say before naming this book, guys, I didn't even know what a Jesuit was and had zero interest in people like the Pope. And if you was to ask me back then what the name of the Pope was, I would have had no clue. Now I know everything about this guy, the Pope, the first Jesuit Pope. His full name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, Pope Francis, born December 17. He's 84 years old. As far as I'm aware, he was born in Argentina. So again, how do I know all of this? Because I put in the work. The internet is incredible if you use it correctly. You can use the internet to just go on TikTok, to watch Netflix, whatever it may be, or you can honestly find so many incredible things on the internet. It's up to you how you use the internet. It's a blessing and a curse, like most things, to be honest. Me going through this whole spiritual awakening, honestly, is a blessing and a curse, but way more of a blessing. I've lost a lot. I've given up a lot. I've lost a lot of friends. I don't watch professional sports unless I'm decoding them. And it wasn't long ago that I would get up at 4 a.m. to watch Man United play in the Premier League and invest so much emotion into the game. If they won, I was happy for the whole weekend. If they lost, I was sad. And looking back, that really is sad. It really is. Investing so much energy and time. There'd be times where I could go for a hike with my wife, and she said, "Let's go for a hike." I'm like, "No, Man United are playing Chelsea. It's a big game." And that's just shocking, especially when it's all rigged. And the majority of these players are clearly Masons or Jesuits or part of secret societies. So I named the book The Illusion as it focused on society. And I believe society is an illusion. Society is just a control tool. Okay? And looking into things like social identity, that's just a joke as well. We're all the same, guys. In many ways, we're all the same. We're part of the universe. Uni means one. We're all the same. Do we have different personality traits? Yeah. Do we have different sexual orientation? Yeah. Different genders? Yeah. Different political beliefs? Yeah. But again, the Masons, the Jesuits, they create division intentionally. But we're all the same, guys. We're all the same. If only people knew that. So when writing this book, I truly went down the rabbit hole, and at the time it was difficult as I was processing so much mind-blowing and disturbing information. But it allowed me to find Gematria. It wasn't until towards the end of writing the book that I discovered Gematria. I came across it when I was writing a chapter about numerology and symbolism. And as you can see, right towards the end of the book, this is my favorite chapter, the solution to the illusion. But symbolism and numerology, again, I was looking into it. I started off with symbolism with WWE, like with John Cena and like AJ Styles and the symbolism. I'm like, there's got to be something to this. And Diamond Dallas Page and stuff like that. And then numerology was incredibly fascinating. And I use date numerology now for all of my decodes. For all of my decodes. Look at this, guys. From my 2021 birthday to the Euro 2020 final, it's 2 months and 27 days. 227. 227 is the 49th prime. I talk a lot about Prince Philip, who died on 4/9. And it's so strange, the only video that I've had removed from my YouTube channel was about Prince Philip. That's insane. And just know that 49, look, square root is 7. And what truly got me believing in Gematria was when I called Tom Brady and the Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl before the season began. And he got his 7th ring. on the 7th day of February, and he was born in 77. So I just truly believe I was chosen for this. I've always been very curious, and Gematria helped me find a lot of the answers I was looking for. So when I was honestly writing this book, I wish I came across symbolism and numerology at the beginning, but I found it towards the end. But I kept going. The dark side of Hollywood, that was a difficult chapter, because again, I used to love going to the movies. Until I realized that it's all predictive programming. Like Truman Show, again, strange. My favorite movie growing up. My two favorite movies, The Truman Show and Good Will Hunting. And I think The Truman Show was basically telling us that we live in a Truman Show. Good Will Hunting was just an incredible movie with Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Robin Williams. And again, now I've done a video about Robin Williams. It's just weird how this has happened. Like weather modification, show you that in the Truman Show. These subtle little indications they give you. Like when Truman wanted to cross the ocean, what did they do? They created a storm. So my name's Adam Edwards. So my first name's Adam. And why is that interesting? Because Adam equals 26. There's obviously 26 letters in the alphabet. And I'm not saying I was chosen by God or anything, but God equals 26. And I'm also not claiming to be a God. But my name's Adam. And look, the first man on earth, Adam. Born, created on the 6th day in the Garden of Eden. And I did a video not so long ago about Apple and how the first Apple console was sold for $666.66. And that was all connected to Adam and Eve taking a bite from the sacred apple or the forbidden fruit. So it's just all come together, and people have started calling out this, which I understand, it makes complete sense. It really does. So this here, the one-eyed symbolism, my intro. People said, that's strange. Isn't that the Illuminati? Are you a member of the Illuminati? And again, remember, to be illuminated is not a bad thing. To be illuminated with knowledge is not a bad thing. Yes, are a lot of the members of the Illuminati, the Jesuit order, are they evil people? Yeah. Are all of them? No. Are all Freemasons evil? No. Probably a lot of really good ones. Are all Jesuits evil? Trying to take over the world? No. But are people like Pope Francis, members of the order, who clearly have agendas? Yes. It's so obvious. These top pro athletes? Yes. These top Hollywood actors and musicians? Yes. But not every Freemason or Jesuit is a bad person. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Again, it's just like the police. Not every white police officer is racist. But you'll get a few of them. But anyway, in regards to this... Oh, wrong button. Look. How I got my YouTube one-eyed symbolism intro. This was an email that I received from a student, an amazing student. And he somehow came across my page. Hey, Mr. Adam, I made you an intro for your YouTube channel because your current one doesn't fit your type of content you make. The part at the end that is just great is for you to put the title of the video, but I suggest you use a different font. Use it if you want. Send me a message if you have any questions. Your student, Diego. So again, I didn't even create this. I'm not particularly good on a computer, although I've improved. But I didn't create my intro. A student randomly did it as a surprise, and I liked it. I thought it was cool. And if you watch my earlier videos, guys, the information was amazing, but the way the video was put together was pretty poor. It wasn't great. And they're not particularly good now. The information's mind-blowing, amazing. But it's not really done in a way that's really incredibly beautifully presented like other YouTube videos, but that's not why I got into this. I got into this to reveal deception, to help people see through the illusion. So Diego, thanks so much. I'll always appreciate you coming up with this one-eyed symbolism intro. So I have a deep and burning passion to reveal deception. And I believe that my Gematria journey was organic and that I've been chosen to do this. So thanks for all of your support. My name's Adam Edwards, guys. The illusion is not who I am, but it's definitely become a big part of who I am. But I truly appreciate everybody's support. Honestly, doing this journey has been incredible, but my word, it's been difficult. It's been so difficult, and it still remains to be difficult, but it's also incredible. Nobody said it was easy. The famous lyrics from Jesuit Chris Martin from Coldplay, and I agree with him. And again, you can learn a lot from these agents. Somebody like Russell Brand is clearly a Freemasonic agent, but he speaks a lot of truth. Just like David Icke is clearly a Freemasonic agent, but he does speak truth. Just don't believe everything they say, because they do have agendas. I don't. I have no agenda, guys. This, for example, my Patreon YouTube page, it might last for 10 years. It might be done in 10 weeks. But it's been such an adventure, and I've learned so much. And is that not what life's about? Learning and growing and getting better? Too many people, guys, just waiting to die, waiting to retire. Well, if I work 50 years really hard, then I'll have enough money to buy a nice house when I'm 75 and I can barely walk or talk or breathe. Enjoy your life now, guys. Enjoy it. Learn new things. Take chances. Don't get embarrassed. People are so afraid to do things because they're scared of failing or being embarrassed. Oh, no way I'm going to give a speech. No way. What if I mispronounce a word? Who cares? Get up there. Oh, coach, I've had players say this to me. Coach, don't bring me in. This, don't bring me in. It's only 1-0. It's like, go in there, mate. Enjoy it. If we lose, it is what it is. And then that kid would go in and score. I'm like, thanks, coach, for bringing me in. I'm like, there you go. Next time I want to bring you in, just go in there. Let's not live in fear. Let's not live in fear. Again, one of my chapters in my book, fear of the unknown. People are so scared of things that have not even happened. What if this happens? If you go through your whole life with what ifs, you're going to be miserable and you're not going to achieve a lot in your life. But what if we climb that mountain and fall down? What if we go in the ocean and we get bit by a shark? What if we fly to Hawaii and the plane crashes? What if I don't get the you know what and I die? What if? The reality is this, guys, people, or a lot of people, cannot process the information I present is because they don't want to process it. They don't want to believe what I'm saying. It hurts too much. I really believe it's never going to happen. I could predict every outcome in a tournament, every single one from the first game to the last. It'll never happen, but I could. And I could present it to 100,000 people, and 99% of those people would still put it down as being coincidental. I could call every single outcome from game one to the final. And I understand that. So I focus a lot of my energy on those who truly care, who see it. For example, if somebody's given an incredible speech in Italian and I'm listening to it, I don't appreciate it because I don't understand what they're saying. However incredible the content is, I don't get it. And I understand a lot of people don't get this. A few years ago, if there was a guy called The Illusion on YouTube and he was saying all these wild things, these wild conspiracies, I wouldn't have believed it. I'd have been open to it, but it would have taken me a long time to believe it. Because like I said, I love professional sports. I love watching movies. I didn't trust the government, but I didn't really hate them like I do now. Always loved psychology, as I've stated. I love psychology. Knew a lot about it before I even began writing the book. The distribution of wealth is just disgusting. I don't get how there's so many billionaires and then so many homeless people. Go to London, go visit Buckingham Palace. And then 15 minutes around the corner, you've got all these homeless people. How does that make any sense? You've got a group of elite Freemasons living in a palace who are worshipped for no reason. And then around the corner, you have homeless people. Why are those homeless people not living in Buckingham Palace? Or given a room, or looked after? Or war veterans, they go to war, they return. They don't return as heroes anymore. Nobody cares about them. If they have injuries or anything like that, or mental illness, they're not looked after. They'll just do a tribute for the troops, I don't know, before a Super Bowl game or something like that, or in WWE. And again, guys, those people who have tribute to the troops or I support the troops bumper stickers, you support the war, do you? You support people dying? That's what you're saying. There should be no wars. What are wars for? To get people's resources, the gold, the oil? People saying, I support the troops. Well, you should really think carefully before you start saying that. The internet and social media, again, blessing and a curse. I think things like Facebook at the beginning was truly a blessing, and then it became all about politics and agendas. And again, like YouTube, online platform, it's allowed me to share my voice, so that's been great. I live in Mexico. I use things like FaceTime and WhatsApp to communicate with my family. That's amazing. So things like the internet, blessing and a curse. The banking system's a disgrace. It relies on debt to survive. Simple as that. Predictive programming at this point, I've done multiple videos on it. Simpsons, probably the best example, Family Guy, where they tell you what's about to happen years before it happens. And people still, again, say it's coincidental. The corrupt justice system, so obvious now that the justice system's corrupt. Discuss those who've questioned the system, look what happens to them. They commit suicide. These people who question the system, they commit suicide, don't they? AI, blessing and a curse, but artificial intelligence could take over. It really could. Just look at that movie Will Smith was in, with all the robots, iRobot. The heads and tails of sports, again, there's good and bad to them. Sports bring so much joy to people. Professional ones, they bring so much joy. These connections you have, like I said, my father and I always had that connection with sport. And you can still have that without being obsessed with professional sports. Go to the park with your dad, play football, tennis, throw a ball with them, or your mum, or whoever, or your brother. Sports are incredible. You learn so much, guys. It's just now professional sports are just rigged to take people's energy, to take people's money, and to distract us, unfortunately. So anyway, I felt I had to do this because the more of a following I'm getting, the more people are calling me out, which I don't get. to be honest. So I want to do this before somebody else does it. Ooh, look at your last name. Ooh, it's the same four ciphers as Masonic. You're definitely a Mason. Yeah, I chose my last name. Sure. As soon as I was born, I was like, Daddy, I want my last name to be Edwards because it has the same four ciphers as Masonic. Okay, son. Let me call Pope Francis to check. Come on, guys. Anyway, thank you to all of you who leave comments, who leave likes, not for my ego or endorphins, guys. It's just, it makes me feel like what I'm doing is worth it. For the people who support me on Patreon as well, you're a blessing and I learned so much from you. Yes, we want to win money together. We do. And we will. And we'll have amazing days, amazing weeks, and we'll have bad days and bad weeks. But we'll learn. We'll learn. And that for me is far more valuable than printed money. Cheers, guys.